Being a people pleaser almost put me in a really dangerous situation. Well, actually it did. A man walked up to my car window, and even though something in me said, don't do it, I still rolled down the window because I didn't want to seem rude. And in those few seconds, I felt extremely uncomfortable and unsafe. The whole time, all I can think was, this would have never happened had I not been a people pleaser. That moment changed everything for me. Today, I want to talk about what I'm doing to stop being a people pleaser for good. Hey Glow and Grow fam, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Gabby and I help ambitious women upgrade their lives through conversations that turn into action. In today's conversation, this one is personal. We're going to talk about people pleasing, where it comes from, how it shows up in our lives, and what I'm actively doing to break out of it. Because that moment in the car woke me up, I refuse to let someone else's comfort risk my peace, my energy, or my safety ever again. I was sitting in my car, minding my business at my supermarket, and I was looking at what I wanted to make my husband for dinner, just being cutesy. My car is a fishbowl, so there's no mystery. You can just see me sitting in there looking cute. And long story short, someone knocked on my car window. I put the window down and they started to, just say different things and how God is blessing me and blah, blah, blah. And as a believer myself, just knew that something wasn't right. So it just became very uncomfortable very quick. This person was practically like fingers in to my car. It was very uncomfortable and I just felt like, wow, I wanted to say like leave, but I just felt like I couldn't. And I feel like only real people pleasers would understand the feeling of like not wanting to be in a situation but not knowing how to assert your boundaries because you don't want to make that other person uncomfortable too, because you're uncomfortable. So you prioritize that person's comfort over yourself. And I know like to other people, it'll sound like, why'd you do that? Da, 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 da. But if you're watching this video for that specific reason, you know what I'm talking about. I kind of just shut down and was just non-responsive at a certain point, and the person ended up walking away. But it would have just been a lot safer had I just been like, get away from my car, from the very beginning and never put my window down. That moment made me realize people pleasing isn't innocent. People pleasing can be dangerous. I'm done putting myself at risk emotionally or physically to protect other people's feelings. That woke me up, and I want this to be your sign to wake up as well. But also I'm gonna give you guys practical things that you can do in order to help you that I've really sat and thought about and decided like enough is enough. When people say people pleaser, we think it's just saying yes too much, but it's much deeper than that. Being a people pleaser looks like saying yes when your whole spirit is saying no. Doing things out of guilt instead of desire, over explaining your decisions so people won't judge you, shrinking your personality to make others feel comfortable, also feeling responsible for everyone else's feelings. First of all, you can't control how everybody else feels, but I don't know why we try to make that our responsibility. Avoiding conflict even when something hurts you, apologizing for things you don't need to apologize for. Does this sound like you? People pleasing isn't kindness, it's self-abandonment. Sit with that. Putting yourself on mute so others can feel comfortable. And that should not be the cost of being a good person. I had to sit with myself and ask, why do I do this? Why do I make myself small? Why do I choose discomfort so someone else doesn't feel it? For me, it came from childhood. It came from wanting to avoid conflict, wanting to be liked, approved of, accepted. It came from growing up in environments where speaking up wasn't always safe. As adults, we tend to repeat these patterns even when we don't have to anymore. People pleasing is a survival strategy, but I'm not in survival mode anymore. I don't need to silence myself in order to feel safe. In fact, I need to say no in order to be safe. This is what I'm doing in order to stop being a people pleaser. This is the good part. This is the part we've all been waiting for. Number one, I'm going to say no without explaining myself. You know when you don't want to do something or you don't want to go to an event and you're like, no, because, I'm not, oh man, like you're actually contemplating, I'm considering this even though I know I don't want to go. Oh man, what date is that again? That date sounds familiar. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it because, on this date, I have this or no, I can't do that because, I'm just really overwhelmed or, child, it's just no, I don't want to do that. No is complete. I used to say no, I can't because now I'm going to say no, thank you, period. Full stop. That's it. No paragraphs, no guilt. And I understand that it's going to take a little bit getting used to for me and for other people around me, but that's okay. Like, we all need to get used to this. Saying yes all the time, I'm not okay. So I'm going to start saying no. You should too. So yeah, number one, we say no. No explanation needed. It's just no. And if somebody asks for an explanation, unfortunately, my next follow-up is going to be because I just don't want to. I remember I was working retail and I asked one of my friends to cover my shift. And he was like, no. I was like, why? He's like, I don't want to. Oh. And I ended up going to work because I couldn't find anybody to cover my shift. But the point being is, I respected that. I respected him more. It wasn't like a big deal for me. It was just like, dang, No, say it with me. Let's practice together. No. Numero dos. The next thing I'm doing is I'm listening to my first instinct. If my body says no, the answer is no. If something doesn't feel right, I don't do it. I'm leaning into my intuition, and my intuition has been protecting me my whole life. I'm just going to finally start listening instead of pushing through and being uncomfortable and thinking to myself, man, I regret this. And I regret not listening to my intuition and trusting my gut. Número tres. I allow people to be disappointed. This is a hard one for me. I tend to take responsibility for someone else's feelings, and I want everybody to be happy. But everybody's never happy because I'm not happy. I'm getting the shorter end of the stick. And it's hard. When someone else is disappointed or upset, we think to ourselves afterwards, what could I have said to make things different? And so is not happy. And, that really sucks and blah, blah, blah. And we think and we think and we think and we replay these, alternate scenarios of how, everybody could have been happy in the end. And the end all be all of that is it was never our job in the first place. And that's a hard one for me. Because I genuinely want everybody to be good, but I'm not God. Ooh. And even God doesn't do things because he wants everybody to be happy. Like, God is God. And sometimes God makes decisions and some people are disappointed, some people are mad, some people are upset, and God says no sometimes too. That ain't my job. It is my job to make myself happy. And if I can, then I will, right? But I'm no longer kind of pushing myself to go over and beyond to make people feel good or to prevent disappointment. That's not my job. It's not your job. And that's going to be a hard one for us to swallow. But I think the more that we allow people to feel what they feel and understand that we can't control your feelings, and your feelings are neither good or bad, and your feelings are also not my fault, I can get used to it. For the sake of protecting my heart and my feelings and my peace. So yeah, I'm going to allow other people to be disappointed. Someone else being disappointed is not an emergency. Their feelings are not your responsibility. And honestly, anyone who gets mad at you for having boundaries was benefiting from you not having any boundaries. And that's a problem. That's going to end today. Number 4, I'm not over explaining anything. And this goes back to me saying no. If I want to leave, I'm going to leave. If I don't want to go somewhere, I don't go anymore. If something is draining me, I'm not forcing it. I'm not pushing it. Explanations are optional. They're no longer mandatory. Number 5, I'm protecting my energy first, and you should too. I ask myself, does this honor me? Does this feel good to me? Does this drain me or fill me? I'm checking in with myself. If it drains me, it's a no. And don't get me wrong, there are times when you need to push and to be present for other people. But as people pleasers, we do that all the time. All the time. Like, when is it our time to really, like, be there for us? You know what I'm saying? We do that 100% of the time. We push ourselves, drain ourselves for other people. Let's flip that and be there for ourselves at least. Let's start off with a solid 50% of the time. 50% of the time, I'm here for me. The other 50, okay, let's see how we can be there for other people. You know, if opportunities arise, if there's any ways that we can support other people, show up to family events, do all this stuff, that's fine. But it's no longer going to be 100%. No. It's me practicing no again. No. Number 6, we are practicing boundaries out loud. Here's some that I am actually practicing to say. I'm not available for that. Repeat. I'm not comfortable with that. That doesn't work for me. And guess what? The more I say it, the easier it's going to get. I don't like that. You're making me uncomfortable. Put some more lines in the comments. I'm curious to see, like, what's going to be your go-to? I'm not available for that is T, but also no. I don't want to do that. I want to master that one. I don't want to do that. I'm going to repeat these to myself because they help me to stay grounded, and they help me respect myself. Honestly, my peace matters more than their approval, and no is a full sentence. My intuition is a warning, not a suggestion, and I don't have to make myself uncomfortable to make others comfortable. Being kind does not mean being available. They're not equivalent. They're not the same thing. And these have changed how I move completely. That moment in the car changed me, guys. And I'm honestly grateful it happened because it opened my eyes. I am done betraying myself. I'm done silencing myself. I am done choosing discomfort just so other people can stay comfortable. If you're watching this and you struggle with people pleasing, you are not alone. I am with you. But I promise you, your voice, your intuition, your boundaries, your safety, they all matter so much. Let me know in the comments what's one situation you said yes to, but you really wanted to say no. I'm so freaking curious. Let's talk about it. And
and grow through it together. Make sure you subscribe because we are glowing and growing, but we're doing it in a way that honors us, not drains us. I love y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.